Hi, Robin with Oxy Dry. And here we are. This is a move out, empty, although there's furniture in the hallway behind me, but bedrooms we're doing 3 bedrooms here, and they're cleared of everything, so that's nice. Customer, elderly gentleman, he wasn't sure how old the carpet was, but it likely is the original, so we're talking at least 20, somewhere between 20 25 years old. Fair amount of wear on the traffic lanes. It will be a nylon, so it's got that going for it. And we've got some fair amount of soil in some areas, and wear, of course. But I'm going over it first with a hogs dry fiber pad. I figured that was going to be beneficial on this particular carpet. I increased my mixture a little bit. Probably about 1.5 ounces instead of, or what do I think now? Instead of 2 ounces per gallon, I've got probably about 2.5. And I put a little bit of Odoban, just a little bit, just to give it a slight fragrance. I figured this one might benefit from that. But yeah, it's pretty deteriorated in some areas, so I figured that it was a good candidate to use the hogs dry fiber pad on. I don't use it as much as I used to, but sometimes it's definitely the way to go. And again, it's great to have the options that we do have available to us with a rotary machine for attachments on when cleaning the carpet. So many more options. Yeah, it's looks like we're doing really well here. There's a real worn patch right here. There was a colored stain here, but it looks like it's come out. And then I guess there was a bed here, because you can see wear kind of going around here. And then in the middle where I'm at right now, there's no wear at all, actually. There were some stains in here, and they look like they're all coming out pretty easily. And that's the real advantage with the hogs dry fiber pad. If you've got a lot of stains, you're better off to go over a carpet with the hogs dry fiber pad, because it will pull out the stains very effectively in most cases, assuming you're using a high quality product to clean with. But okay, we'll do a switch over to the Ironman in this case. Try to make sure we're as centered as we can be. Yep, looking good. Okay, 300 RPM. 5 cleaning passes per second. Drawing the soil up, transferring it up and out of the carpet. Soil extraction transfer technology happening. That's the SETT method. It's looking good. The stains that were here are all gone, but the wear, which I did point out to the customer, I can't unwear the rug, I can't unwear the carpet fiber, and he understood that. Yeah, that color stain is gone. Good. Okay, we're going to go to the next room. That was the right way. Let's have a look. Ooh, that's fairly dirty for such a small area, which is what I was expecting. Okay. Oh yeah, that's looking good. This is a very deteriorated entryway here to the bathroom. Quite dark. Some of that is definitely soil. Some of that is definitely just the way the wear is showing, which is not unusual, of course. Carpet gets dull from the abrasion over the years and the distortion of the pile. So, and good. That's looking better already. That's just the first pass. He's standing on my cord. All right. Bed was obviously sitting here, so there's virtually no soiling here, but we'll just do a quick pass over here with the fiber pad. The fiber pad is actually very, very effective at pulling up dust and things like that out of the carpet. It just really works well for that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over this really high traffic area one more time. That's looking pretty darn good, actually. Oh, I almost forgot to go in here. Go over the entrance one more time here. Yeah, it's really evening it out very well here. Okay, let's do the switch. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff being pulled up still. Even though I did vacuum very well. You know, I've over the 30 years of doing this, I have cleaned many carpets that were steam cleaned and nobody had walked on them. And for various reasons, including people just weren't happy with the way it had turned out. Sometimes, in most cases, they were moving into the place and had been obviously steam cleaned. And I will, in those cases, if the carpet's what happens is often the carpet looks kind of blotchy and uneven and has wicked or whatever. And I clean it, and I've seen carpets dramatically transform. An amazing amount of soil transferred onto the pads, and dust and crap getting pulled up and out of the carpet, even after somebody had just, truck mount steam cleaned it a week or so prior and nobody had been living on it or anything. My point is, some people have this notion in their head that steam cleaning is going to get out more junk. But if that's the case, why would I be going in after the fact and getting more junk out after the fact? Nobody is going to get everything out of the carpet in one cleaning. It just doesn't work that way. Well, I guess unless you spent a long time working out the carpet, maybe. But that's just not realistic. And one of the things, of course, is the simple fact that rarely, and I do mean rarely, do guys who steam clean bother to pre-vacuum a carpet. It's just not what most guys do, at least around where I am. Maybe somebody does, I don't know. I don't think so. I've never heard of anybody doing it. The most they will say is, maybe they might say to the customer, give it a vacuum before I get there, which is really actually a cop-out. It's better than nothing, obviously, but you don't know how well that customer actually vacuums. You don't know how good their vacuum is or how thorough they are. It may not be a very powerful vacuum, or it might not be working right, or they're just not going to be very efficient or consistent in the way they vacuum. You don't know. And one of the things that's going to happen is, after I clean the carpet with this, I'm going to go over the carpet again with my vacuum. And there's some bits and fibers and whatever that get pulled up that the vacuum will be pulling out of the carpet. So I don't just groom with a rake or a broom or whatever. I don't think that's good enough for this type of cleaning, actually, in most cases. But that's just my opinion. So we've gone through a very quiet last few months, much slower than I've experienced in, well, actually decades. But I get a feeling now that it seems like we're having a very early spring here. I think the calls are going to start coming in pretty good now, even though it's only February. It's unusual for us to have such an early spring, but we've had such a mild fall and winter. It looks like we're going to have spring, I guess. So let's go over here. Look at this pad. I suspect I'm going to do the B side in here. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yep. So we're going to go over here with the B side. Be interesting to see what it picks up. Just going over the traffic areas, of course. Yeah, this carpet's going to turn out really nice. There's somewhere, but the soiling definitely ought to gotten it. I've removed it. Okay, let's boy, that's looking really good. Just do the center part there. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. Take a look at the pad. That's fairly soiled. Okay. I got one more room to do, but I think we'll cut it off there. I'll probably have to get another pad for that other room anyway. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching and have a good day.